My name is Kathy Steffen for Access Hollywood, and I am joined by the wonderful Giacomo Gianniotti. Did I get that right?
Pretty close, Giacomo.
From Grey's Anatomy. It's a beautiful day to save lives. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, God, we just had our premiere, so I'm ecstatic to have been able to share that with everybody. It was so long to kind of hold on to these stories, hold on to these secrets, and now they're finally out there in the world, and we can all just kind of take a breath.
So I think you know what my first question has to be for you. We saw the return of McDreamy last night.
Yeah.
When did you find out about this? Did you know when you first did the table read, or was this news to you as well?
I found out only a short while ago. It's still fairly new information to me as well. But yeah, it was definitely Krista, our showrunner, did a very good job at keeping it top secret.
Now, do you think that this return of McDreamy is going to change the relationship between your character DeLuca and Meredith?
Well, I don't know. You know, when you think about someone in their unconscious state in a dream, sometimes our dreams can make us realize things, but at the end of the day, they're not real, right? They're imagination of our mind. So, but I think sometimes they can make us realize things and further explore thoughts we were having maybe, and give us clarity on things that we couldn't figure out. So ultimately, yeah, of course. I mean, I imagine this will have an effect on all of her relationships, even her friendships.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me, do you know if we're going to see any more of Dr. Shepard this season?
I can't tell you that, but luckily now you don't have to wait so long to find out. It's just one more week. You get an episode every week now. It's not too bad.
I figured I wouldn't get an answer, but you can't blame me for trying.
I don't blame you for trying, no.
Now, we also got to see so much growth for your character in this episode, because we've seen him dealing with these mental health issues and these, sort of manic episodes, and that really came to a head in these flashbacks we saw last night. How did you get in the headspace to portray those really powerful scenes?
I mean, the writing helps a lot. For me, it's like, scenes like that are sort of like roller coasters that the writers kind of create for you. And if you're holding on tight and you're able to let those words kind of guide you, you can really go to some pretty incredible places. Look, being candid, I have a lot of mental health, in my family, always have, grew up with it. So it's been on both sides. So it's not something that I am, unaware of. I am very close to this specific mental health and bipolar, and so I definitely have personal experiences to draw on. But beyond that, I'm very well read on these issues, and also, I explored different other actors on different other shows and movies and things, and see how they kind of tackle things as well. And ultimately, any mental health is not one thing, right? It's like autism. Often there's a spectrum, right? That word's used very frequently because it's not one experience for everybody. It's not a one size fits all. You could have 5 to 10 people that all have depression, but they all suffer in different ways, different frequencies, different levels of lows. So I think, I just ultimately had to create my own framework for DeLuca that wasn't really based on anything else. It was just his own personal kind of experience. But I think the thing that was challenging and also rewarding to play is that we kind of got to tell the whole story of, experiencing symptoms to denying the symptoms to having, way too much to cope with and not being able to cope, to all the way having, friends interventions, and ultimately, seeking help, professional help. And that's, the journey that I hope for everybody, that everybody who's in that situation has a support group, which is so important, whether it's one person or 10 people, that you have someone to lean on, someone who's listening to you, someone who's not judging you, so that you can have a path and a journey towards healing and getting better. So I'm very happy that happened for DeLuca, and that he has enough people around him who love him and who care about him deeply, that they were able to help him get help.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to catch up with him then from that flashback into, he seems to be doing a lot better despite all of the craziness of returning to the hospital with, you know, this
Yeah.
COVID situation to deal with. Did you work out kind of what had happened in that interim period in your head? Like, can you tell us what you think his journey was in between?
Yeah, so there's a sort of a theory of like what happened in the pandemic is I'm from Italy, and in Italy, my family members told me that at a certain point, you know, that was really where the pandemic kind of took off after China, of course. And in the beginning, around March and April, Italy was sort of this big hot spot that was in the media, and everybody was talking about Italy. And so there was a lot of stories of doctors taking, you know, students out of med school and putting them in hospitals because they were more competent than the average person on the street, and they were so understaffed that they were even willing to take medical students as you know, a better alternative to help, as they at least, you know, knew something about medicine, you know what I mean? And that was happening a lot. And so I think, you know, in talking with Krista and the writers and stuff like that, you know, although I think he's earned his attending status, I think he was probably fast tracked due to necessity because of, you know, the lack of personnel and just needing to have someone in that position. And, you know, if he was the chief resident, you know, the star kind of resident, then that was the first person that they would probably be looking to promote to have more hands on deck. And so that's sort of what happened for DeLuca. And I think ultimately, like, you know, what we're trying to show is that people who suffer from bipolar and other things are fully capable of leading extremely happy, fulfilled lives where they're in like big positions, commanding a lot of other people, and with, you know, therapy and exercise and diet and all these things working together. It's obviously a challenge, but it's manageable, and people like that can still hold careers of that importance.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just a couple of kind of rapid fire questions about Grays this upcoming season and for the future. Do you think that DeLuca and Meredith are endgame?
Whew, I don't know. I mean, with this season, I mean, if it was a normal season, I feel like I'd have a better grasp on that. Like if everything was like going okay and they're going to work and getting coffee together in the morning and all that. But, you know, Meredith is clearly very ill, and DeLuca's sort of just trying to piece his life back together. And I think he's still working on that and has to continue working on that, I believe, before he's really ready to let someone else in and kind of pick up the pieces of the sort of damage he did last season. So I don't know. There's a lot of obstacles in the way at the moment, but that doesn't mean that it could clear a path in the future for them to be endgame. I'm sure DeLuca is hoping so, and so I believe that with him.
Okay, good to hear. Now, do you know
So you're saying there's a chance?
Now, you know what? That's all I can ask for. Now, there have obviously been a lot of rumors swirling about if Ellen is going to say goodbye to Grays at any time soon. Do you have any tea for me?
I wish I did. It certainly, I'll tell you that it does feel, this season feels like the last season. It feels like, you know, we're sort of, you know, and I think Patrick Dempsey coming back is sort of a little bit of a call to that, of we're kind of trying to close these loose ends and tie up the show. But I really don't know. We've said it so many times that we're going to end. This is going to be the last season. And Ellen is like, no, actually, we'll do another one, or we'll do another two. And so it really depends on Krista and Shonda Rhimes and Ellen. You know, they're all, you know, the creators and all together on that. So I really don't know. I hope it goes on for more. But I mean, I think this is a really special season. And if it does end up ending on this season, I think it'll be very satisfying for the fans.
Yeah. Well, even aside from Grays, that's not the only project that you have going on right now, because you have this film Acquainted, which I understand you exec produced and are starring in, coming out December 8th. What can you tell me about it?
So it's already been released in Canada for a little while now, but it's coming out December 8th all across America. So we're really excited to share this with all of our American fans. And we've got a lot of amazing people in this film. Liza de Oliveira, Rachel Scarston, Adelaide Kane, Muna Traore, myself. A lot of Toronto Canadian actors, creators came together on their off time and they're all doing these other amazing shows. And we just created this beautiful little independent film called Acquainted. It's about love, young love, how difficult it is, how, you know, we're trying to live up to the relationships of our grandparents, but we just live in a different time. Romance and courtship is just different now. We have apps. It's just it's a whole different world to navigate. So we're trying to sort of write a love letter to the sort of 30-somethings of today trying to struggle with love. And it's messy, it's beautiful, it's heartbreaking all at once. And we get to share it with you guys on December 8th. It'll be on all the streaming platforms and video on demand, so you guys can finally see it. And I urge you to watch it.
I'm very excited to watch it. Now, I also wanted to chat with you about another partnership that you have going on right now with No Cold Shoulder. Tell me about why you're working with them.
Yeah, so some people may know, some people may not know. I'm a global ambassador for an outerwear brand called Nobis. They make some of the most beautiful jackets, outerwear jackets you've ever seen. They create scarves, hats, and all kinds of things that keep people warm and looking good at the same time. But our founder, Robin, and I, when we decided to make this partnership, noticed that we were both working a lot in the charity sector and giving back. And so that was something that really brought our partnership together. So with this winter season and everything that everyone's been through with this pandemic, we just thought we wanted to do something to help, you know, families weather this cold winter, as it's starting to get cold. And I'm from Toronto in Canada, and it's already getting cold. It's already snowed. So winter is definitely already in full effect. And so we created this campaign called No Cold Shoulder. It's the first virtual coat drive ever. So if you go to nobis.com, you purchase anything from a jacket to a scarf or a beanie, you're going to get sent, of course, what you buy, but we're also going to send you a sealable bag where you can put your gently used jacket to donate. It's already going to have the postage, so you don't have to do anything. You just drop it off. We've all made it really easy for everybody. And also, if you don't feel like buying anything, you can still participate. You can go to nocoldshoulder.com, and that's going to give you a list of retailers. You can find the closest one to you where you can drop off your jacket without any purchase. But we're still, no matter what, going to give you a free beanie from Nobis. Got it right here, actually. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, show it off.
There we go. This is the free beanie you get. It's reversible, so orange and then gray. It's really fun and beautiful, and we love it. And so it's sort of our thank you for donating your jacket and giving it to someone in need. So yeah, go to nocoldshoulder.com, and that's where you'll find all the information necessary so you can donate your old jacket.
Amazing. Well, I think it's great that you are doing so much to give back, and I'm so excited to see Acquainted. And thank you for letting me grill you on all things Grays, and I can't wait to see the rest of this.
I'm sorry I couldn't tell you more. We're honestly only, you know, a little bit into the season, so I really don't know a lot, unfortunately. So I'm not really lying to you this time.
I don't take it personally. I understand, and you gave me some good stuff. I think the fans will be pleased.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Have a good day.